Hey y'all, let's cook us some chicken legs. Y'all, I got a whole pack of these things. I got those two, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 8 chicken legs. 8 chicken legs for $3.23. And I'm cooking 2 of them. Some of y'all the other day said I was doing a video and you said, well, I said y'all need to eat healthy, and then some of you wrote in and said, well, poor people can't eat healthy. They have to get that other kind of food. This is coconut oil because it's cheaper. It isn't cheaper. It's more expensive. Per pound is more expensive. All right, I put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in this little grease right here. In this little pan. And I'm going to cook these chicken legs for my lunch, and I'm going to cook me something else to go with it. I just hadn't decided what. I'm kind of leaning toward a potato. I do love potatoes. All right, so here's what I always do to my chicken legs if they're really big, and this one is huge. That is a big chicken. It must be a rooster. I always take my knife and make a slit all the way to the bone on one side of it. Like that. Because I want to make sure it gets done down in there, okay? And I'm going to make sure I leave the skin on it because that's where your collagen is for your skin. You're supposed to eat chicken skin for it. All right, so I'm going to turn it down really super low because we're going to fry it real slow because I'm not going to put any batter on it or anything. And yes, I'm going to wash my salt and pepper off when I get through. Okay, let's put it in. Woo. And I'm going to put a top on it. I didn't mean to have it quite that hot, but I've got it turned down now too, so it'll cool off in just a minute. I don't like to cook my fried chicken fast because unless you're deep fat fried, because you want it to cook slow so you can get it completely done. Now let's figure out what else we can have in it. Okay, y'all, it's time to turn our chicken over to the other side. I want to show you what somebody sent me, one of my fleet followers. It says, Brenda's flipping fork. There we go. Now I'm just going to flip it over to the other side. Like that. Turn it back down and let it continue to cook. And I was trying to think of what I wanted with it. And right now, I'm kind of thinking an onion and a potato. I don't know. I'm still looking. Okay, I've decided I'm going to have a potato and an onion and 2 chicken legs. And I thought what we could do is, some of y'all are saying that people are really having a hard time with their food. And I do want to help, to help teach how to save a little money with food and stuff like that. So what I did is yesterday when I bought groceries, I saved my grocery bill. And so I was going to try to tell you how much this meal that I'm doing right now is costing, okay? Of course, this is just for 1. But we're going to figure it on 4. That's what we're going to do. In other words, we're going to add up 4 potatoes instead of 1. 4 onions instead of 1. And we're going to do 2 chicken legs, which I had 8 chicken legs in that pack. So that means that all 4 of that little family is going to get 2 chicken legs just like I've got. They're going to get a whole potato and a whole onion. And we're going to figure it out mathematically and see how much it costs. And of course, we'll add our grease in there with it too. We'll add it all up. And we can see. I also bought a package of hamburger meat, and it was a little more. The hamburger meat was a lot more actually than the chicken was, because I want to make some chili out of it. So once I get all my beans and stuff in there, it won't be so expensive, because we're going to add some stuff to it. It feels so good outside. It is so nice. There's supposed to be a storm coming in, and you know, people that live in Alabama, we get so dry sometimes that we actually kind of welcome the storm because it's going to bring rain, and we're drying up. My azaleas around my driveway are literally, I've got some limbs that's totally dead. Just totally dead. All right, here's our onion. We're going to saute. And we're also going to put some other stuff in it. I've got my little skillet. What I did is I have 2 of these little bitty skillets, so here's one. I'm going to put just a tad of olive oil in it. I don't want to put a whole lot. Just a little bit. Let's put 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Let's smear around a little bit and we turn it on. And we're going to put our onions in there and let them start cooking down while our chicken's cooking. And I'll fix to cut this potato up real fine and put it in there with it. And that should fill me up. The other day I showed y'all a video, and when I showed it to you, it was long. The video that you actually saw was 33 minutes. And that was our walk that we took. Well, we cooked some breakfast, and then we went on a walk and went to Hannah's chicken house and all that. Well, I had a lot more. I'm going to cut this up real small, y'all. What I'm doing is I cut it in half. And then I'm going to cut some little skinnies like this. Anyway, my app on my phone wouldn't let me hook it together because it said it was too long. And I'm thinking, oh my word. So it just stopped right in the middle. And there was nothing I could do about it. So I was talking about my whale house and how George had weed on top of it to make it turn green, and you never even got to see it. So maybe one day we could go out and walk and we could look at it and see. All right, there's our potato that I've cut real thin, and I'm going to turn it, see how thin it is. And we're going to turn it the opposite way and do just like we did our onions. And cut little bitty pieces of it off. Let's have a potato for lunch. I've got some sour cream in there, and I've got some butter. We could put some on it, or it just tastes good just with nothing on it, just a little salt and pepper. You don't have to have a bunch of stuff on it to make it taste good, I can tell you. But I usually try to keep some sour cream because I like it on different things. All right, now I'm going to give it a quick stir right here. Get it kind of mixed in there together. And then I'm going to turn it down real low. It's rocking because my eye is so messed up. I fixed to put a top on it also. Have y'all ever seen a little bitty pot like this? Look at that. Let's put a little salt on here. And yes, see, I've already washed the salt pepper shakers off. Now I'm going to turn this down because I got it way too high. It's trying to stick on me. I'm going to turn it really low. Like on 2. Like on 2. I just fixed the lemon a while ago. I ate most of it. I had it in water, and then I just ate me some. Okay. Put our top on. Let that smother fry and get tender. Real good. That'll be a good thing. But anyway, so this app that I have where I take my videos, like this video for instance, I do little segments and then I hook them together so that y'all can see them. And that's how I do it. Well, if you get too much, they won't let you do it. So I didn't know what to do. I just had to show y'all what it was, and that was it. That was it. All right, let me look at this grocery list a minute. See if I can kind of see it. Let me get me a light over here where I can see better. All right. This meal right here. Where's my chicken? Let me look down here. Chicken drumsticks were $3.29. So we're going to have to divide that by 8. We're going to figure out how much it costs for one person to eat. And then we're going to multiply whatever that is times 4. Well, yeah, times 4. And that's going to tell you how much this is going to cost for the meal. But those 8 chicken legs were $3.23 if you want to go ahead and do that. All right, let's walk down here and see what the other stuff was. Let's see, I got to get down here to where the potatoes were. I didn't buy potatoes yesterday. I bought onions. I already had the potatoes. So the potatoes will probably be, like a 5-pound bag, which has probably, I don't know, 20 potatoes. Is a lot of potatoes in it. It was like $2 and something at the grocery store. So the potato might cost 15 cents. Kind of, sort of, 20 at the most. All right, so we'll say that. All right, let me find out the onions right here because there was about 8 in that package. Onions, here they are. Yellow onions, $1.96. $1.96. And we'll divide that by 8 because I think there were 8 big onions in that sack. And we'll see how much one onion cost. And we'll do that, and then we'll add it up, and we'll see. But I do know this, and the reason I know it is because I know that real food, like a bag of potatoes, y'all, that's almost 5 pounds, when it's $2 and something, that's a whole lot cheaper than other stuff. And then you can put something on top of it that's not expensive. It can be done, but it does take effort, and it takes effort to cook healthy, and it takes effort to figure out what you can cook that doesn't cost so much. And I don't look at that stuff when I go to the grocery store. When I buy my meat, a lot of times I don't even decide what I'm going to buy till I get in there and see what they've got on special. These chicken legs were on special. I did buy a big pack of hamburger meat, and it was $13. But we're going to get a huge meal out of that because we're going to make chili. And it's going to be a big old pot. So, and it's going to have beans and stuff in it. Let's check our chicken and see if we need to turn it. Or see what it's doing anyway. I like stick mine. The juice is coming out clear. All right, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to cook it a little bit faster now that it's getting tender. Oh yeah, it's tender to the bone. We'll turn it up. You see all that watery type stuff in here? All right, that's the oil, the coconut oil, and we're going to brown this skin because I'm going to eat it. We're going to cook it a little bit faster now. Let it cook. I don't have one of those tops, so I have to kind of, they have to share with each other. Hey, our chicken is ready. I'm excited. Matter of fact, it's falling off the bone. Whew. It looks delicious. All right, with this grease in here, we want to use that because we're cooking to save money, and we want something on top. All right, so there's probably, what you're seeing in here is, come up here closer because you need to see this. All right, so we're gonna make some chicken gravy, and it's got probably, that looks like 2 or 3 tablespoons of grease in there. So what I'm going to do is put in a little bit of flour, and I'm going to put in about that much. That's about 3 tablespoons. Okay, now I used the white lily, so I need to add a little pepper and a little salt. We're going to make us some chicken gravy to go on top. Take our little flipping fork and stir it around. All right, now let me get out the water while that's getting browned, okay? This is all you do to make gravy. Let me get some water. At this point, when you're making gravy, you can use milk if you want to. But today we're talking economics, so we won't use milk. But if you wanted to, you could. What you're going to do now is you're going to, well, you got to have it cooking. I'm going to get it brown. Those little things right there, they're crumblies that's on the bottom. This is also a good way to clean your skillet, because when you make gravy, it automatically cleans your skillet. You don't have to worry with it. Let me check my onions over here and potatoes, see what they're doing. They look like they're about ready. Look here, down in there where y'all can see. It looks good, doesn't it? Glory me. We're going to have a good little dinner here in a minute. I'll turn that off. All right. Come on, gravy. Get brown. This is all it is, too, making gravy. As long as you've got grease and some flour and salt and pepper, you're good. You can make some things that make good gravy is if you're ever frying pork chops, that makes great gravy. All right, see how brown it is, y'all? Now it's time to add in our water, because that's as brown as I like it right there. Just add some water, and you can always come back and add more if you need it, okay? And that's cleaning that skillet. I just slopped some out on my eye. And I'm fixing to taste this to see if I got enough salt and pepper in it. I like this over loaf bread too. I think it's really good over loaf bread. Light bread, whatever y'all call it. Let me taste it. Let's see what it's got, what it needs. I think it needs a little more salt and pepper. I wouldn't have thought it needed more pepper as much as I put in it to start with. But it did. All right, now let's taste it. That's better. Yes, that's good. All right, here we go. Let's build our plate. I'm going to move that over so I can put my onions in it. And potato. We got a potato too. This is going to be so good. There's your onions and potatoes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay our chicken on top of it, like that. And then we're going to put some gravy on top of that. And I'll show it to you. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. Look what you did. You made this whole thing right here. Don't you think that children would be happy to get this, and your 3 kids and your husband? I added it while it was cooking so you would know how much this plate was. Not the whole family, just this plate. And we'll multiply it by 4, and then we'll get how much it costs to do this. Now, if your children didn't like onions, you could do them 2 potatoes each and 2 chicken legs each. And then you could put something green on the plate, like a can of English peas. There, 1 can would be plenty for your whole family. All right, so here's what I did. I did it on a piece of paper. I didn't add it yet, though. Let me add it real quick. All right, let's see. 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This plate right here was 77 cents. That's where I did it, right there. This is 77 cents. And in other words, I've got lunch today for 77 cents. And I'm going to multiply that now by 4. Somewhere. Wait just a minute, y'all. Give me time. Let me get it done. I'm coming out with $5.39. I don't think that's right, but anyway, you do it. 77 cents for one. So let's say you had a family of 6. Well, you'd have to multiply 77 cents times 6. What I am saying to you, darling, is this. I know that a lot of people are having trouble, and I do try to help. I've shown you how to make water cornbread. I've shown you how to make some really good biscuits that are delicious, and they're so much less than the canned biscuits. I've told you about going to the grocery store and going back there to the meat department and seeing what they've got on special and build your menu around that. I've told you about dumplings and ham and how to boil your ham bone. And I just don't know what else to do, you know, to help. But I'm going to continue to try. I know that. So anyway, let's taste our lunch here. I need a fork. This chicken was so tender that that piece right there, that fell off the bone when I was trying to get out of the skillet. That's so tender. This is some huge legs. It's so tender. That's fine. And it was quick, too. Y'all, I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is that if you are having trouble, where there is a will, there is a way. That what money you can get, shop smart and healthy and eat real food, and you'll be better off in the long run. But I do love you, and I'm sorry that people are going through a hard time, and see if you could find you a little part-time job or something that would bring in some extra money. Every time I go to town, there's signs up at all the fast food restaurants saying help needed, help wanted, help needed, help wanted. And sometimes you have to go back to work. Love y'all. Bye-bye. Well, I just got through eating my plate of chicken and potatoes and onions and gravy. And y'all saw how good it looked. Well, it was. I mean, and I've got the gristles on the end of the chicken. I just put them in a little container. I'm fixing to take them to Bambi and let her eat them. But I went ahead and multiplied so y'all could have it ready. It cost me 77 cents today for lunch. So I said 77 times 4 because I'm just assuming that there might be 4 people in your family. So the total cost of your supper that night, the total cost is going to be $3.08 each. I'm sorry, not each, total. Because it was 77 cents for one times 4 equals $3.08 for the whole family to eat and have chicken legs and potatoes. And that is saying if they ate one potato. Now, if you want to splurge and say, well, we're going to fix supper for $5 for the whole family, then they could each have another potato, and they could have 2 big potatoes, 2 chicken legs, and probably 2 onions. Well, they could for that amount because the onion wasn't but 24 cents and the potato wasn't but 13 cents. Like that. That's where I figured it. Right there. Let me fold this down so you kind of see it. Won't be get mixed up with everything else on there. This is on the back of a deer. Here you go. There it is. There's a total price. The chicken was $3.23. Let me point with something. And the potato bag was $1.96 for the bag of it. No, I mean, no, that's the onion. That's the onion. The onion bag was $1.96, and so there's probably about 8 in there, so that's 24 cents each. The potatoes, I think it was a 5-pound bag for $2.69. That's 20 cents. That divided by 20, because it was about 20 cents each, and so that's 13 cents a potato. You know, there's about 20 potatoes in it, so that's about 13 cents a potato. And so when you go to a fast food restaurant and you buy just the thing of French fried potatoes, remember, I paid 13 cents for the potato. They probably pay 5 cents because they're a company and they can get them a lot cheaper than I can. So when you go buy, I don't know what they're charging you because I don't buy them, but it costs them 5 cents or around there. I don't know what they're paying for them. All I know is what the estimate I can do. So tonight, y'all get you something that's inexpensive. You put some potatoes and onions and English peas in it, and you'll have a good little supper. You will. And if you want to say $10 for your supper for all 4 of you, boy, you could really have a feast. All right. Love y'all. Bye-bye.